everybody, it's the Warhipster here, coming at you with another Contrast Plus painting tutorial from Leviathan. Yes, we have another Tyranids unit here, of course. We have Von Ryan's Leaper. Well, there's 3 of them, but we're going to be painting this one because I've done the other 2. And I'm going to be demonstrating you exactly how I did that. Thanks to Games Workshop for sending me this box to build up and paint for all of you. I'm having an absolute blast doing it, and I hope you're enjoying doing yours as well, as and when you get them, if you haven't already at the time of watching. Anyway, we're going to jump in and we're going to start painting him. He has been primed in Wraithbone, as have all of our Tyranids. And the first colour we're going to be using is a roughly 1-to-1 mix of Volupus Pink and Magos Purple. I'm going to be applying this over the top of any large bits of skin. So there's a couple of these, and by kind of large bits of skin I mean the kind of under flesh. So you have the kind of little gaps and things in their arms and stuff. We're not talking about those. Those are going to be slightly different. It's got lots and lots of different colours going on. But what we're looking for is the kind of muscular, bobbly bits in between their skin, or kind of harder outer skin, and things like their weapons, and the carapace armor. So we've got that bit there. We've got this bit kind of on the back of the leg. Like that. We have this bit on the tail. Like so. We have the little back of the arm. Like that. And on the large arms, we have the actual fleshy bit on the inside, like this. And we have this bit here. As well. Like that. I'm going to replicate this across the rest of his limbs. So with that all done, what we're now going to do is we're going to take a roughly 3 parts Lahmian Medium to 1 part Carroburg Crimson mix. I'm going to apply this over the top of all of our outer flesh. This is going to be the really bright stuff. And we're also going to use this to add a little bit more shading to our Magos Purple and Volupus Pink mix. Don't have to worry too much about it, just avoiding it. Just a little tiny little bit more depth to it. So with that now done, we're then going to take Volupus Pink on its own. I'm going to use this in all the little remaining gaps and things in the flesh. So with that Volupus Pink all applied, what we're then going to do is take some Gryph-Hound Orange and we're going to apply this over the top of the mandibles. This gribbly stuff. Just like this. We're not going to do those two little kind of front-facing little arms with the spikes on the end. We're just looking to get this over the top of little tentacles. So with that now done, what we're going to do is we're going to take some Wraithbone and we're going to gently dry brush this over the top of all of our skin, including those mandibles that we did with the orange. And what we're going to try to do is avoid some of that kind of much more pinky stuff. We essentially want to dry brush this and build this right up on all that kind of really bright bone-like skin. Like this, so it gets this kind of very soft pinky texture to it. Just poking through underneath the Wraithbone. Just like this. So with that dry brush all applied, what we're now going to do is we're going to take some Iyanden Yellow and we're going to apply this now once again over the top of our mandibles. This is going to give us a little bit of a yellow tinge to them. Over the top of the orange and now that Wraithbone dry brushing. Just pulls the whole thing together and looks wonderful. Like that. So with that all done, what we're now going to do is we're going to take a roughly 1-to-1 mix of Shyish Purple and Leviathan Purple, and we're going to apply this over the top of all of the chitinous armour. Just like this. So with that now done, what we're going to do is we're going to take some Black Legion. I'm going to apply this over, well, pretty much all of our remaining details. So we've got all of these claws and the hooves and things like that. Just want to be a little bit careful around all the fleshy bits. like this sort of thing. There's just a tiny little bit in there that I haven't quite managed to cover over. There we go, got it. So we're going to be doing that, but what we're also going to do is we're going to apply this Black Legion over the top of this kind of thin spike at the front here of the head. Just like that. And we want to kind of get where it kind of folds in half. You don't need to worry about kind of blending it in, because any highlights that we apply a little bit later will do that job for us. And so with that done, we've just got one shade to add, which is some Carroburg Crimson once again. I'm going to apply this over the top of its teeth. Like that. And then, if you need to neaten anywhere up, needs a little bit more colour in, so for example just in there, it's a little bit heavy with a dry brush. You can also use this Carroburg Crimson. Just to punch in a little bit more colour. So with that done, our Von Ryan's Leaper is now what I would call a Warhipster battle ready, except there's a couple of extra things you can do to get him truly Warhipster battle ready, but this kind of falls under the purview of taking him to the next level, and that's exactly what we're going to do now by adding some highlights and some layers. So the first highlight that we're going to add is some thinned down Troll Slayer Orange. And what we're going to do here is we're going to add that little sort of orangey red stripe that you see on some of the claws. So what we want to do is we want to take the Troll Slayer Orange and we want to add a little orange highlight going down each of the claws down here. We're also going to do this going along the middle of the big claws. It's going to be quite a wide highlight. Not that wide. Like that sort of thing. What we're also going to do is going to add this going down the front of the blade. And along that little nick. There, like that. You can widen this out if you want to. Like that sort of thing. And the easiest way to do that is, rather than do it like I did at the beginning, where you run your brush along that kind of edge, you just turn the model in the direction that's most comfortable for you, and just draw the line in rather than highlight it in. And then once that's done, we'll come back. So with that Troll Slayer Orange applied, what we're then going to do is we're going to take some Blood Angels Red. I'm going to apply this over the top of it. Like this. And then on the large kind of flat bladed sections, particularly this one on the head, we're also going to apply this over the top of the black areas surrounding it. So for example here on the large claws, I'm going to apply the Blood Angels Red. So with that done, he is now at what I would call a true Warhipster battle ready, but we're now just going to move on. So the colour we're going to use next is some thinned down Flash Gitz Yellow. I'm going to use this to relayer the eyes and to add a few little highlights to the mandibles. With that Flash Gitz Yellow applied, we're then going to take some Screaming Skull and use this to pick out the teeth. Like that. And with that Screaming Skull all applied, we're then going to take some Kislev Flesh and we're going to apply this over the top of those larger bits of flesh we originally did with the Volupus Pink and Magos Purple mix. And we're looking to just relayer all the little bubbles and gribbly bits. Just like that sort of thing. So with that now done, it's time to highlight all that chitin, and the colour we're going to be using for this is some thinned down Genestealer Purple. They're after your genes. What we're going to do here is we're going to add those little lines going across the panels. Just like this sort of thing. That one's a little bit heavy, so I'm just going to go in there and just mop that one up. So with all that Genestealer Purple applied, we're going to come back to it a little bit later. And what we're going to do next is we're going to take some thinned down Sotek Green. I'm going to use this to highlight all of our black details. So with that now done, we're then going to take some Fire Dragon Bright. I'm going to add this as a little spot highlight to the sharpest points on our red stripes, just like this. So you just want to pick out those little corners. Just like this. With that Sotek Green all applied, we're then going to take some thinned down Gauss Blaster Green. I'm going to use this to pick out the sharpest points of all of our black details. So with that done, to finish off Von Ryan's Leapers, what we're going to do is we're going to take some Fulgrim Pink. I'm going to dry brush this over the top of the carapace. And the chitin, basically all the armour. The purple, that's the word I was reaching for. I want to be very, very gentle here. Just looking to catch those edges. And so our bases are complete, and that means that we have another unit of the Tyranid half of Leviathan now fully finished. The Von Ryan's Leapers, of course, here they are. A really cool new one from the Tyranids, and well, they're not that new, they've been mentioned before, and I think they've had models before, but I can't quite remember off the top of my head. But they're pretty cool, and I like them a lot. Lictor replacement? Maybe we should just have another Lictor. More Lictors? Man, I like them both. If you enjoyed this video, you love the channel, and you'd like to support me further, you absolutely can do so. Head to patreon.com/Warhipster, just like these bosses have done, scrolling up on the screen before you, whose continued support helps me continue to make all the wonderful content that you enjoy. Alternatively, you could become a YouTube channel member by clicking on the join button on the channel page or just below this video, like these wonderful, amazing people have done. And if you really like this video and you just want to shoot me a little thanks, you can click on the thanks button just below this video. Don't forget to share it, like it, comment on it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And to make sure you stay up to date, don't forget to click the bell icon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon in the next one. Happy wargaming.